Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly. Was that aggressive? I felt like that was really loud. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that loud person. I need to grab some brushes. They'll make it easier if I'm putting on eyeshadow and I actually have brushes. Oh yeah, here's a selection of plain brushes. This will be a good makeup day. Okay you guys, hey, I picked up a couple of these little Nomad palettes. They are Encinitas and Malibu. This is part of their like surf collection, I think. Intense eyeshadow palette. Encinitas, California, Surf Shack. Yeah, Surf Shack. Encinitas, California, and Malibu, California. They came out with two palettes, and fun fact about these little palettes, they're all mattes, right? You have a neutral with a pop of kind of an aquatic blue, and then a neutral with a pop of pastel green. And I'm feeling very spring-like today. I know we're not quite there yet. I so badly want to be there. Not quite there yet, and I thought, you know what, let's play with these two palettes because I haven't yet. I find myself wearing a lot of mattes. I think a lot of people are. We're wearing a lot of mattes, and then maybe occasionally throwing in a little pop of shimmer. Maybe, or maybe we're just leaving it as matte. Sorry, what do you think of the hair today? It helps if I don't have it all tucked behind my ears. Anyway, day 2, and I try to put a little curl in it. For whatever reason, I need to have like that finesse commercial where some days you need a little finesse, some days you need a lot. All right, let's do one on one eye and one on the other eye, and then we'll just maybe we'll decide which one I like better. My eyes are a little bit puffy today. That's just been kind of the way it's been. I'm gonna start with this taupe in the Encinitas palette first. I've got kind of a big fluffy Morphe brush. I'm just gonna grab it. I'm actually gonna use a lot of kick up. I've had really, oh, and I should tell you that I have the Thrive 360 degree eye lift primer on my eyes right now. I've had pretty darn good luck with Nomad Cosmetics. Like really good luck. I just used the pink. I went into this one instead of this one. I meant to use the other one. So we're starting with the light pink. We're just gonna use that all over the lid then, since I'm gonna have to kind of blend the other shades into it. We'll go all the way up to the top. Not really what I was planning on doing. That's what I get for flipping the palette over so that I can see, right? What was I saying? Anyway, I've had really good luck with Nomad Cosmetics. Now I'm taking the taupe one. And there's quite a bit of kick up, but it's not bad. That first shade looked a little chalky on my lid. Frankly, it wasn't really what I was planning on doing with it. I think it's a blend out shade and maybe an inner corner shade, and that's kind of where I would have left it. That gave me very little, but you know what? This was gonna be my transition shade, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, I've had pretty good luck with the Nomad palettes. Some of them are really bold for me and lack some of the neutrals. Some of them are actually spot on. A couple of them are very dark for me personally. Okay, I'm gonna take this brown in here, the dark matte so the first one was called Carve, Hang, and now this one's called Chill. So I'm picking up some of this. Again, lots of kick up. These are not new. It just happened to be I was picking up something else or they had a sale or something, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab that while I'm here. Because it had been on my radar for a little while. And a 4-pan, if it's well curated, absolutely. Bring me that all day, every day. I think in a perfect world, a 6 or a 9, I'm sure there's a joke in there, are very appealing to me as well. So I'm taking this from my lower lash line and bringing it up and then over. Still looking very, very hooded with that. I'm gonna have to use I'm gonna have to blend this into my crease just a little bit here. So I didn't pick up any new product. I'm just basically taking from the top part of that, and we're just gonna kind of move it into the crease a little bit. Hopefully that'll recede the hood slightly, soften that up slightly. And I'm gonna go in, I'm actually gonna mix both. I'm gonna mix the brown and this taupe color together, picking up just some of the kick up on each. And oh yeah, that worked out well. That was a good thing, mixing the two. I forget to do that. You know, I feel like, hey, if you wanted that shade in here, you would have just put that shade in here, and then I forget that as creative type people, we can actually mix the colors and make ones that we like. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna go back into this lighter pink shade called Carve, and I'm just picking up a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna pack it again all over my lid to give that lightness there. Yeah, it's a pretty look. Now I'm gonna clean off my brush a little bit, and I'm gonna go into, you probably knew I was gonna do that, I'm gonna go into this turquoise blue. It's called Chase, maybe Chase Waves, I don't know. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp this underneath my lash line. where I dropped off with the darker shade, and then I'm gonna go all the way out and I'm just stamping it underneath, a little bit lower where I left off with that brown. And you know what, for fun, let's bring it all the way out here. So we'll just kind of blend this up a little bit here. All right, yeah, I don't mind that. It's a little lower for what I would normally kind of prefer. What happened to, oh, I have a mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and try this anti-gravity, highly rated mascara from Milani. I wanna use it up. It's not my #1 favorite mascara, but it's one that I brought up here in this kind of filming space when I had to relocate because of my broken ankle. I have other ones that I like better, but if I'm gonna do multiple looks in the same video, it's kind of a waste to take off, to use like your favorite mascara and then take it off and then come back in. That's me being a little bit more frugal. And the mascara is not bad. I've had it open now for probably a month or so. So it hasn't turned on me. And you know what, honestly, it's not that bad now that I'm using it again. All right, feel like I need a little bit more on that upper lash line. So I'm gonna go back into the dark brown and I'm just gonna kind of stamp this again right against my upper lash line. You know what I might have to do? I might have to bring in some liquid liner. Yeah, I think for this look I want to throw in a little liquid liner here. I know I've got one here. Let me grab one. House Lab, just right here. And then I like to take the side of it and kind of dash a little bit with the side. Or kind of press the side in. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I like the little pop of blue. It's just more like a shade of blue without going like full on like a blue moment. I love that. I don't know, maybe it's a little dated, frankly, I think, but sometimes that stuff comes back around, right? Maybe we'll bring back a trend of bringing in just like a little pop of blue, a little tiny hint of blue. You know what, if I were gonna make it pretty modern, what I would do is take another brush and go into this blue, and I'm gonna pick up quite a bit of it and I'm gonna pop it right here. When I see people doing stuff like that, I go, how is that a good idea? But if people are doing it, sometimes it's good to try some of this stuff, right? My fear of that is that makes it look, makes my eyes look closer together. I don't think that that's particularly flattering on me. Sometimes it's good to play with stuff, right? Yeah, I think that's, not only is that not super flattering for me, I think it's too editorial. So let's play with this a little bit more. And again, I just think that's too editorial for me and my lifestyle. But is it fun? Here's the thing, folks. We were fully planning on taking this off anyway. You know what I want to do now? This is looking very Tron. You know what I mean by Tron? Like you guys, did you guys see that? All right, let's take this and we'll bring this out here. And then down there. That's different. Would I leave the house like this? Probably not so much. Hey, let's switch over and do the other eye. Maybe without the crazy inner blue. I don't enjoy that. I don't know if I feel more like David Bowie or Grace Jones with this. Either way, it's not for me. All right, let's clean off these brushes a little bit. Isn't it fun to play? That's what we're doing here, you guys. All right, now I'm gonna actually start with the right shade. I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the Malibu Surf. And again, a lot of kick up. So I don't know how old these are. Not saying that having a lot of kick up is a sheer sign of being old. I just think that they're not as tightly pressed. That shade has way more green olive undertone to it than I would have thought just by looking at the shade in the pan. I didn't realize it was going to be quite that olivey. She's pigmented though for an olive green. And again, I just have that Thrive 360 degrees eye lift on. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna take that soft mint color. Sorry, the first one was called, can I read it? Hideout. The second one is called Bungalow. I'm taking Bungalow and I'm putting it all over at least the inner part of my movable lid. I don't do a ton of pastel work, ever, but I do like a lighter inner corner. And I think if I'm gonna do a pastel, it's gonna be on my lighter inner corner. I've got a little small brown brush. Or small blender brush. I'm gonna go into that dark brown, which is called Shack, which makes sense because these are all called Surf Shack, right? The collection. I think they only did the 2. Here's what I love about Nomad Cosmetics, you guys. They do destination palettes, right? They do locations. And I'm a huge travel buff. Like, my soul needs to travel and explore and experience new things. So that makes sense that I would like, you know, a brand that does a lot of destinations. I like this so much better. Okay, we're gonna take the lighter shade in here, and I'm gonna put a little bit right here in the center of my eye. And I'm gonna take the rest and just kind of blend in that top shade, or that top edge here. This one is not an all matte. I didn't realize that by looking at it, but there is definite frost in this. So that made this a little more mod looking, I guess. I'm gonna take that minty green down below. So we're gonna take this light, it's like a seafoam green, and we're just gonna dust a little of this right underneath here. Sometimes when you use chalky colors against wrinkles and crinkles, it can definitely emphasize them. We're gonna pretend that didn't do that. Do I want eyeliner too? I kind of don't feel like it. I kind of feel like I like this without it. All right, we're gonna grab my mascara. Grab the mascara, and we will throw this on here too. Surf Shack. You guys, I'm not sponsored, affiliated, endorsed. I get nothing in PR. Nomad Cosmetics doesn't know that I'm going back into these. I just had picked these up and they've been sitting here and I've been just jonesing to play with them, but I wanted to do a first impression video for you guys as well. And now that I've broken the seal on them, I'm ready to use them on the regular. This one over here, the Malibu one, I love. I don't mind a little green. I think that pop of green is cute and flattering. I think the other shades are complementary. I like the fact that we've got a shimmer in there. I wasn't expecting that, considering the other one was all matte as well. Do you need these palettes? No, you absolutely don't. This is a neutral nude palette. But if you happen to see it on sale, and I think they do have some pretty good sales on occasion. If you happen to see it on sale and you're picking up something else and you want to just, you know, add to cart, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Malibu's my favorite of the 2. Encinitas, I got crazy with Encinitas, right? I mean, how brown does my eye look with that teal? That's just not something I would ever wear out of the house. Fun to play with. We're not gonna leave this on. Hey, let's match up this eye. Or should we do a completely different look? We could do a completely different look with the Malibu palette since I like it so much. This palette is bringing me all kinds of spring feels. I'm feeling very like I'm ready for spring. I'm so ready for spring, you guys. I'm ready for spring because that signals that I should be able to be walking by then. I can be traveling again by then. I'm ready for those things. Going back into the Malibu one. Now, because I'm not typically a matte wearer, we're gonna start with that. We're gonna take this all over the lid and see what we feel about that shade kind of on its own. And my eyeshadow or my eyelid primer is still just a little bit tacky. And that's okay. And that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't wear just a pastel eyeshadow, because I feel like it makes my eyes look even smaller. Yeah, that's giving me all kinds of like 60s mod. So I'm gonna go back into this kind of olive green here. That one's my favorite shade in this palette. And I'm adding this to my crease. And then we'll just kind of blend it. These aren't going to be 2 totally different looks. I should have just gone with the, you know, that light shimmer. They're going to end up being slightly similar, but that's because of that minty green. I'm putting it over so much of my lid. I have to build up that crease because it's not quite dark enough. I'm going to go into the darkest shade in here, and I'm just going to start right here and try to build up some of that depth. And light shades, I mean, again, this is giving me kind of spring/summer, but make it cool toned. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm taking this lightest shade in here, this shimmer called, did I tell you before? It's called Cabana. We're taking Cabana, and I'm gonna start with it right in the center and see how that looks. I'm just kind of blend it into the minty color. That's okay. I need to grab a little bit more of it, try to clean out this brush a little bit, grab a little bit more of it and put it right here in the center. I feel like that the green and the brown are a little muddy. The way I've kind of blended them together, I guess. This eye, so much better than this eye. All right, we're gonna match them up just a little bit more. I'm taking that dark shade down here and we'll try to deepen up this eye a little bit. I don't know that these are blending on top of each other as well as I would have thought that they would be. All right, let's put some mascara on. Mascara always fixes everything. So interesting side note about this, and using this anti-gravity mascara from Milani, even though I'm using the same Bioderma micellar water I always use to remove my makeup, I feel like I'm not getting all the mascara off. My eyelashes are staying crispy. Doesn't speak well for the mascara, but all right, two almost the same. Almost the same looks. Hey you guys, I don't know if you picked up these at all or if you're at all even remotely interested, but I do like Nomad Cosmetics quality. And I like the fact that sometimes when they send you the packages, you get a little like postcard or a note card in there and it looks like they've signed it directly, which I think is a really, really nice touch. I don't mind small brands taking that extra step, not pretending that they're a huge brand and that you're just one of the masses, but actually treating you like, hey, we really do appreciate you. That's a good thing. I like that. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. Playing with these two like Surf Shack palettes. One is better than the other for me. I don't mind I like the all mattes. This one, I think the teal blue, I just got crazy with it. I think if I would have left it alone, which is underneath, I like that one. But I'm feeling the greens right now too. Maybe you guys consider sticking around. I appreciate you guys. I'll get my shit together eventually. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.